Happy New Year! Welcome to 2022's version of Upfront with Frank Rothstein on skyscrecentradio.com, S-K-Y-E-S, crescentradio.com. Yeah, Jade promised she'd get rid of that E for me with the Christmas present, but that was, she reneged. She didn't do it, so we still have the E in Skies Crescent Radio. Well, you can find us everywhere. We'll be live right now on Facebook as you see us. Soon we'll be on the actual website of Skies Crescent Radio. We'll be airing it on YouTube. I have an announcement about that in a little while, which Jade's going to remind me of. We are on iHeart. We are in a lot of places. Just punch up front. Anyway, how was everyone's holidays? I haven't spoken to you in a couple of weeks. Christmas has passed. New Year's has passed. I hope everybody had a good time. I hope everyone had the right decision of not to drink eggnog and drive or champagne and drive. It's the way I learned it. Trees, light poles, and walls are undefeated when it comes to automobiles. So I'm hoping everyone stayed okay. But we do have a lot to talk about. Well, somewhat a lot. You know, it's incredible because there's no I have my list here of things I'm probably going to mention. There's no real earth-shattering event. It's just a lot of things that caught my eye. Some of it I really don't understand. Not because I can't comprehend it. I just don't understand. You know, it's one of those things. But I think it's going pretty well. But before we go any further, sitting with me as always, with her enhanced and refreshed backgrounds, with a seemingly new piece of machinery sitting next to her, is of course Jade Zabert. Hello, Jade. Happy New Year. I got her thumb up. No, I didn't get a hug, a kiss, or a kind wish. I got thumb up. Bing. Yeah, there's a lot going on. You know, everyone's the remainder of my family has got their booster shot. Fortunately, 3 days after they saw me. Let's see. My cousin and my brother came through their COVID battles relatively okay. Yeah, we'll see if they mutate next week, depending on if they mix the variants together along with their injections. But let's start off with, I don't care if someone's dropping a nuke on a country today. The thing that stands out in my mind more than anything else is the New York Jets. Did you see them yesterday? Did anybody watch the New York Jets and this mental blunder of their quarterback, Zach Wilson, who decided while ahead by 4 with only a little over 2 minutes to go on the Tampa Bay 6-yard line? Yeah, see? I almost said, no, Tampa Bay, 6-yard line. This guy decides to do a quarterback sneak to get the first down to end the game there. I mean, why not just take the field goal, make it a quick 7 points? That way Tom Brady has to score a touchdown. Why not, if you're going to just give him the ball on the 6-yard line, because that's what's going to happen if you don't make the play, there's no accident that can happen. Why not simply hand it off to a running back who has a better chance of getting a first down than you? No, not our Zach. He took the ball. He ran into that lazy pocket play. He ran right up the middle, got stopped just where he was supposed to get stopped. Tom Brady gets hold of the ball and marches downfield with no timeouts other than the 2-minute warning, never even got out of bounds. And he marched downfield, got the touchdown. Bang. Bucks 28, Jets 24. 2 rules I follow in sports. Actually, 3. 2 are in baseball. One is, if a pitcher is facing a left-handed batter, never throw it relatively like belt high inside to a left-handed batter. That is the wheelhouse. They're hitting home runs. Never give a 4th out to the New York Yankees. That's death. They're going to make you pay for it. And in football, never, ever give Tom Brady a chance. Never give him an extra down, much less an extra series of downs. So this is really a blunder if I ever saw it. This is their rookie quarterback making, I don't know how the coach didn't stop him, but okay, left it to the quarterback, called his play, and Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers marched 93 yards into the end zone, game winner. I always, I don't know, listening to the sports announcers on TV calling it a character flaw. That he didn't put his team first. He wanted to make the play. He was going to beat Tom Brady. All right, I understand. Now, I am a true believer that most success comes mostly from character than talent. I've seen a lot of athletes who are talented, who just, when things are on the line, they quite often crack or they back off or something. It's not a caricature. I've always said the Atlanta Braves, and I was, my 20s, 30s, they ruled their division in the National League East in baseball for 15 years. That doesn't happen because you always have the best players. That happens because you have character traits. You have the right character traits in each athlete. That's why it starts. It always comes. Front office, the owner, front office, scouts. Then it comes to coaches and players. Front office, then scouts. Someone had better put their foot up this guy's ass and tell him never do it again. Because I don't know what it cost them exactly, because they're not getting a #1 draft pick, but it did cost them a big win at home. So anyway, that is the story. I just wanted to get that out of the way because I wanted to get that out of the way. Well, now we know Christmas is past. Let's take Christmas in order, because I didn't hear too much. Well, actually, a couple of things did happen on New Year's that I'll get to, but in order of calendar, Christmas comes first. There seems to have been a backlash after a school has banned jingle bells over Christmas. Jingle bells, jingle bells, all the way. Don't make me sing a whole song, really. You're better off this way. In upstate, I saw upstate New York residents are riled up after there were no jingle bells on Christmas. With the holiday song was banned by a local school because it has ties to a 19th century blackface minstrel show. Got it? 19th century blackface minstrel show. Okay. Let's see. It says Council Rock Primary School has axed jingle bells from the school's holiday repertoire because the holiday mainstay must have been first performed at a minstrel show in 1857. And that's according to an academic article from Boston University by Professor Kina Hannell, published in 2017. All right. I don't care about the rest of the story. This is dumb, and I want to talk about it. First of all, the information on this story comes from 2017. What happened to 2018, 19, and 20 when the song was still playing? But okay, it's there. Let's see what Jingle Bells did. Let me see. Well, we only play, when we sing it, we sing really one verse, 1 or 2 verses. It's really a much longer song. And it was written by James Lord Pierpont. And it was originally titled The One Horse Open Sleigh. And it came out in the autumn of 1857. That is true. And it has been claimed, I'm on Wikipedia right now, and it has claimed that it was originally written to be sung by a Sunday school choir for Thanksgiving or as a drinking song. Well, I could see either one. I mean, a bunch of guys in the bunch of people in the bar, all singing together for the holidays, getting to be wintry, and winters came a lot earlier then. But somehow this became a Christmas song. No problem. Now, I'm looking at this history. I'm not seeing anywhere where this was attached to a minstrel show. But even if it was, 1857. Oh, actually, I correct myself. The song was first performed on September 15th. My birthday, excuse me, I missed this line. I do that with reading. 1857 at Ordway Hall in Boston by the blackface minstrel performer Johnny L. I stand corrected. I missed that sentence. And you know what? So what? It was in 1857. 1857. And now in 2021, heading into 2022, a school has decided that a bunch of kids in a public school are not allowed to hear this song. And it does have a lot, it's been rewritten depending on what verses you want. There's been a lot of different ways of doing it, but it's pretty much an easy going. It's one of the few classic Christmas songs that doesn't sound miserable. And let me tell you, some of them do sound miserable. But somehow trying to get rid of Jingle Bells, to me, there's got to be some better way to spend your time. I don't care what they did with it when it first came out. I don't care if it was a minstrel show. I don't care if a bunch of bar drunks decided to sit there and sing it until they all started falling down, passing out. I don't care what happened with it. It's a song. It's just a harmless song. The song itself, I'm looking at the lyrics. It's not exactly, if you really sing it the way it was written, well, it's not exactly all fun. It's not just don't picture like when you watch a movie and they're all just, on a sleigh and they're just riding down the road, in a sleigh. No, that's not really the case. But like a lot of songs, it's got a little bit of a sad mood to it, but to certain parts, a little bit of sad verse here and there. But there is nothing about race in here. Matter of fact, the only time the word white is mentioned that I'm seeing is in the last verse when it says, "Now the ground is white." Go it while you're young, take the girls tonight and sing the sleighing song. That's about all I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. So here we go once again, the cancel culture in action, one way or another, getting rid of a song that kids could sing, and because I don't know why. And by the way, speaking of cancel culture, who came up with this phrase? Only because the real word for it is ostracize, ostracization, to get rid of. That's what it is. You are ostracized. You're ostracized. You are ostracizing. That is what it is. No one's canceling. No one, TV shows get canceled. That's it. That's it. Something doesn't do well in the ratings, it gets canceled from the schedule. But to actually get rid of something, you are ostracized. So cancel culture. Keep that phrase in mind. We're going to talk about the new list of banned phrases that CNN published. I'm going to add a few of my own. So yes, bring back Jingle Bells next year. You have a whole year to think. Just think about it. Oh, do I think people know? Now we get to New Year's. Well, now, this is pretty cool. Where is it? This starts off with the first baby born in New York, which this kid was born at Coney Island Hospital, 5 minutes from where I grew up. Coney Island Hospital, the baby was born at midnight. Layla Giselle Garcia arrived weighing 7 pounds, 6.3 ounces, measuring 19.5 inches long. The first baby born in New York. Welcome to the world, kid. What else do we have? First babies born in California. Now, this is interesting. I like this. Twins born 15 minutes apart, but in different years. Made the doctors feel special delivering them. Yeah, they were born just 15 minutes apart. One was born before midnight, 2021, on New Year's Eve. The other exactly at midnight on New Year's Day, 2022. So, the older one is baby Alfredo Antonio Trujillo, 11:45 p.m. 15 minutes later, his little sister, Aileen Yolanda Trujillo, was born exactly bing, at midnight. Alfredo weighed 6 pounds, 1 ounce. And Aileen weighed 5 pounds, 14 ounces. That's pretty cool. Now, and by the way, no, you're not combining birthdays. They have 2 different birthdays. That means every year you got to buy them 2 different cakes. So we'll see how quick those first year birthday parties are. You have to have 2 of them. Got to have 2 of them. It's only fair. Well, good for them. Good for the kids. They'll always have a good story to tell. Oh, man. See, I have stuff to talk about. oddly enough. Oddly. What is this here? Talk about talk about doing the right thing in an odd circumstance. Everyone's talking about COVID. It's always the case. There's a teacher. I got this from December 30th. Said the headline is Chicago teacher quarantines in plane's bathroom for 4 hours after testing positive for COVID-19. This came out of Fox News. A Chicago teacher who was on a plane to Iceland for a European vacation said she quarantined in the bathroom for 4 hours after finding out mid-flight that she had COVID. Marissa Fadlio was told 13 on your side that her ordeal started somewhere over the Atlantic when she developed a sore throat. She said she packed a few rapid tests, took one into the plane's bathroom, positive. Now, what are they going to do with it? Well, if the plane was crowded, there was nowhere to put her. So she volunteered to sit in the plane's bathroom. I guess they handed her a few bottles of water. She sat there, give her a pillow, give her a blanket, whatever, it's cool in there. And she hung out for the duration of the flight. I'm not sure what happened when she got off the plane. I haven't read that far into it. But yeah, I haven't heard about it, put it that way. But yeah, she's hanging out. They gave her something to drink. Looks like she has a few things of chips. They gave her something to eat. And she is in the bathroom for the duration of the flight. That is something. But then again, odd times call for odd measures, right? Nobody was really desperate yet. Well, outgoing Mayor de Blasio at the time, before he left office, decided had to make it, I guess, a rule or a mandate that New York City residents must check vaccine status of babysitters, housekeepers. That's under his new mandate. This is where I don't get people. Why must you tell people, or why must people have to be mandated to do what they should be doing automatically anyway? Now, I'm not saying that he's doing this because of lack of cooperation in this area, but he put it on paper. So let it be written, so let it be done, that you have to check your babysitters, your housekeepers, people who come into your house. Okay, gotta keep it checked. Okay, fine. This is really, it's always an interesting world out there. Always an interesting world. Listen, if you want to tell me anything you're on your mind, write to us, upfrontfrank@gmail.com, upfrontfrank@gmail.com. I am on Facebook, and we are live on Facebook on my Facebook page, Upfront with Frank. You'll see it on Sky's Crescent Radio. And just to let everybody know, I'll announce it again at the end of the show. Next week, we'll be moving to the live stream to YouTube. We do have a station out there, Sky's Crescent Radio. We would appreciate any and all subscriptions. Go subscribe to the station and pick any show you want to listen to. And just give us a shot. Give us a shot. We're not the biggest station out there. We know we're not competing with NBC or any of the major podcast dealers out there. That's okay. Not yet, anyway. But give us a few minutes. Give us a shot. Believe me. One thing good about having a show like this, a station like this, as opposed to when you see like major networks doing it, is that I have no need to save ass or kiss ass. So I pretty much say whatever I feel like. I may not go crazy with cursing because we are not under the ruling of the FCC, but I'm pretty much, saying what I got to say here and there. So, I don't encourage people to come on here and just be vulgar, but, we sort of get the message across. And besides, if you're on YouTube with us, you'll see me. You'll see me as well. You'll see the poets who are always being televised out there. You'll see Jade out there with her band every now and then. the train walkers. And you can find out about the train walkers over at thetrainwalkers.com or trainwalkers.com. And you can go to this radio station and write in, and you can go to Train Walker Station and find the email, and you can ask everybody a question. We'll tell you no lies. And that is what you can do. There you go. Whew. That's exhausting. Okay, let's get to something ridiculous. We'll shift a little gears. The headline was from December 24th. I love the New York Post. Besides that, when I use my home printer, it works great. The fonts are great. It lays out perfectly on paper. But they pick up stories from all over the place. This one is sexy bridesmaid uninvited from wedding for looking too good in the dress. Well, now let's take a look. It says till dress do us part. A German model says she was uninvited from her friend's wedding because she looked too good in her bridesmaid's dress. Elena Yildiz, 21, who was on TikTok explaining the problem. My close friend uninvited me to her wedding because she thought I looked too good in the dress she chose for me. The scorned brunette captioned in the clip. She then shared the stunning photos of herself. Well, let's take a look. Let us take a look. Alina. Yes, she is stunning. Yes, she is. She is a model. She has an incredible face, dimples, big, long brunette mane of hair. Beautiful woman in this dress. Yes, she will. I don't know what the bride looks like, but I have a feeling that she will always upstage everybody she's with. Yet she is that kind of good looking. But her friend, who knew this going in? Oh man, this woman paid for her own dress, 1,200 euros, about $1,360 American. She had to pay for her own dress, no less. The friend uninvites her. And this is what? This is really, strapless, a thigh, leg reaches up to the thigh to slip. Okay, fine. We got it. She looks good. Anyway, so she's not talking to a friend anymore. I don't blame her. I don't blame her. I mean, how do you penalize your supposed best friend for being too pretty to go to your wedding? That's really, I know it's the bride's day because I know the grooms. I don't know what do guys really get. We get to put on a tux. We get you girls to throw cake in our face. You get to pick the dancing song. You get to, girls get to do everything, and you booted your friend. Oh, man. Well, I'm sure it'll take a lot to patch that one up, but that's another story. Oh man, I love this stuff. Let me see. Let's get what else is going on around town. A squatter turns a $7 million New York City townhouse into a brothel. That's according to a lawsuit. This comes up from New Year's Day. Well, I like this. The headline says $7 million. The first sentence says 6.9 million in Murray Hill. If you're not familiar with Manhattan, Murray Hill, very exclusive. But somehow they got the squatters in there, they got people in there, and now they got someone let them in the apartments. They wanted a tenant, and they got the music, they got the smoking, they got the girls, they got everything going on, and it's a members only club. Well, blame the landlord for letting them in. Nice looking building, but we will see what happens if they can get them out. Let's see. The New York police got 14 complaints. Or they counted 14 complaints to 311, our city information center of who the hell do I talk to about this. Parties going on till 4 in the morning, so on and so on and so on. Well, always do a background check. You never know who you're letting into your building. Let's shift gears again. Let's get something a little useful and serious going on. I can get back to ridiculous in a few minutes. Want to know about how the good stuff comes out in the military? Let's talk to Israel. Israel has come up with a way to block the use of night vision goggles. That's not, you hear that? Night vision goggles. I'll read this. Down in the camp, the commander is confident. Let's see. One second. Let me read this here. I want to make sure I don't trip over my own tongue. A special operations team has set up an observation post on a rocky hillside in enemy territory. The team mission provides surveillance of the terrorists planning an attack on the camp below. That the target commander, once preparations have reached their peak. Okay. Well, they're using night vision goggles at night. They're reading body heat. That's what they're doing. The Israeli military have come up with like a blanket, a sheet that goes over them, that blocks the heat signature. And it helps them blend in with the rocks. But really, this is even for daytime, for nighttime, actually. It perfectly blends them in with the rocks. It blocks their body heat. So you are now invisible to anyone looking for you. And I think this is pretty interesting. This is pretty high tech. This is actually more important than blocking jingle bells from school. Yeah, calling it the new camouflage kit, the Kit 300. It was developed by defense contractor Polaris Solutions. Kit 300 is a thermal visual concealment, essentially a sheet that uses advanced materials to block a soldier's body that renders them invisible to night vision sensors. So you're blending in the day, you're invisible at night. You're not wearing red, obviously. Nothing's glowing in the dark. So, and there's no metal involved, so nothing can even catch a spotlight. You are really now perfectly blended in. This to me is brilliant. Well, hopefully they don't need to use it for anything too serious other than simple surveillance. Certainly, I don't want soldiers on any side of anything getting hurt. But let's see what happens. What I say, it consists of microfibers, metals, and polymers. All right, great. The foil-like material can be formed into rock-shaped structures. Well, there is metal. It's just the way it worked out. Nobody's wearing a metallic trinket outside that would give off a glare. This has been built in such a way that, yeah, it's also, what I say, waterproof. It's been tested in rain and high heat. Well, that is pretty impressive to me. That is pretty impressive. Well, I think it is. I like it better than seeing what new app you can get on your phone or what new game you can play on your Game Boy. Let's talk about, this is one where I'm going to say the animal. We all know humans are animals too. Yes, we're going to go with humans and animals. Tiger is shot and dies at Naples Zoo in Florida after biting cleaner's arm. Got that. This is a beautiful tiger, Bengal tiger, named Eco. Seems that somebody was there to clean went where they weren't supposed to. And the 8-year-old Malayan tiger was found with a man's arm in its mouth. They tried to get the tiger to let go, but was forced to shoot. Now, every time a human does something stupid, we've seen this so many times. Somebody wants to get a selfie, some idiot with their little phone doing this with the lion behind them or whatever, trying to kiss a snake on the lips, something stupid. Last time was what? A drunk guy hopped over a fence and went into the lions den. What? It's just so stupid. And what gets me is people cause it, and the animal has to pay for it. Now they didn't even have time to get a tranquilizer dart, or even if they shot it with the dart, it would have had to take a couple of minutes to take effect. So they were now forced to save this moron by killing this animal that was doing nothing but living in this area. Yeah. This was not even an official zoo member. It was like a third-party cleaner. They hired a service to come clean toilets and the gift shop, but not animal enclosures. So where does this person go? Animal enclosure. Well, unfortunately, yeah. After it was shot, it went to the back of the pen where it was sedated and later died. And that is why they had to shoot it, which I'm sorry they did. I always root for the animals. I'll root for the bear. I'll root for any place or for any animal that is minding its own business, living wherever it's living, and a human goes there to just humor themselves, and then the animal has to pay for it. Not happy. Not good. Anyway, so that's that. Let me see. Here you got a video. Again, people are stupid. I talk about this all the time. Sometimes people die and you have a lot of sympathy and feeling and caring and all that stuff. Sometimes, I'm sorry, but I have no sympathy for this one. Christopher de la Cruz, 28 years old, was pronounced dead following an incident on the Forest Hill 71st Avenue train station in Queens, about 6:45 a.m. It seems that Christopher wanted to hop over the turnstile to save $2.75, and he was wearing a backpack on his back. And he didn't put the backpack down in front and just go hop over when he was lighter and able to move better. He kept trying, making one attempt with running starts, walking starts, and finally gets himself over the turnstile only to slip face forward, comes down on his face, his body goes over backwards, snapping his neck. Again, I am sorry. I really, I don't want to see people dying. But sometimes stupidity takes over and things happen. All of this because he didn't want to pay $2.75. And somehow he knew just what to do. Probably not the first time he did it, but I really don't know. But all I know is this kid killed himself. And unfortunately, the people who came to try to help him, to take, do their best with him, they have to deal with it. And then hospitals, just because you take someone to a hospital or you take them to a morgue doesn't mean they want to see dead bodies or they really get used to it in such a way that it doesn't matter. Their condition, they deal with things as they come up. But this was so unnecessary. It really was unnecessary. And I watched the video of it. And what I'm describing is true. He kept trying, and then he slipped off of the turnstile and went face first over the top. Back went forward, and his neck just snapped. And that's how he laid. Of course, there was nowhere for him to fall until help arrived. And that's what happened. And people need to get smarter, especially on the small stuff. It's just, you'll get change from $3. What is this? Oh yeah, here's one I almost forgot. I was talking before about COVID. We always talk. I always tell you that I don't listen to the news and I sort of listen to a bunch of shows and I get the common information. Like it says, well, everyone's saying wear a mask. We know, wear a mask. And we all say stay away from each other. We know that. And of course, there's just certain pieces of information that you can count on because it's not changing every 2 minutes. But some information keeps on hopping around. Nobody wanted the Omicron virus. Oh no, we have another variant, which, oh no. Well, first of all, a variant is just a variation. Like colors, red, redder, reddest, it's just light red, light blue, sky blue, dark blue, navy blue. It's just a variant of blue, not necessarily a bad thing. So now everyone knows that Omicron is a variant. Oh no, a variant. However, on December 28th, according to CNBC and a few other news outlets, you can Google this, it says Omicron infection appears to protect against COVID Delta variant and could displace it. And that's according to a South Africa study. Maybe. I don't know. But if this is true, it would seem like people would want to get the Omicron variant because the Delta variant is extremely deadly. People have died from it. People get really sick from it, especially if you are not vaccinated. So this is why when I hear the word variation or variant, it's sort of like a misleading word. Well, they're publishing this article. I'm going to take a shot that maybe there was a good study over a period of time where they examined enough patients, whatever, and they came up with this information. Let's, for the sake of conversation, say it's true, and that Omicron, because it's not really all that deadly, and especially if you're vaccinated and boosted, and get the booster shot, and you wind up catching Omicron, you probably won't even know it. I'm pretty sure I had it and I didn't know it. I didn't give it anybody, so okay. And you know, sometimes you just it just seems to me if this is true, yeah, then I want to breathe in Omicron all I can because I would get a little more help against Delta. But then again, that's the way the news works. Everything, one day it's here, one day it's there. Speaking of here and there, attention flat earth people, if you can tell me that the earth is flat, you want me to believe you, please tell me what's on the other side of it. This is flat earth. I want to know what's on the other side. Whatever's flat has two sides. I want to know what's there. Enough of that. So anyway, wearing a mask as good as I get. Like I said, I gave up on the news reports when I was told that that McDonald's was healthier for you than Chinese food. That's a lot of years ago. Then about 4 years ago, I was hearing that Chinese food is healthier for you than McDonald's. It always changes. Well, either way, you sort of get the gist of what I'm saying. Let's get into some really important stuff here. Sometimes great minds think alike. You know how I feel about Oreos, don't you? Everyone knows me. I'm an Oreo purist. I don't want different flavors. I didn't want them messing with the Oreo. I didn't want Oreo thins. I didn't want double stuff or mega stuff. I didn't want them lessening the amount of stuff in a regular Oreo. So to get a regular thing, you have to buy a double stuff. And to get a double stuff, you have to buy a mega stuff. Nor do I want all these crazy, stupid flavors. Nor do I want Oreo thins where there's nothing in there. Nor do I want all the crazy flavors like wasabi, watermelon, candy corn, strawberry shortcake. I am not kidding you about this. There's caramel. There's all sorts of flavors. Well, anyway, great minds thinking alike. Dionne Warwick, yes, the singer Dionne Warwick. She sent a tweet. She talked about it on Twitter, and she mentioned, "Why are you doing all this?" Wait. So Oreo sent her a box of all the different flavors. They gave her one. And she says, "I will be retaliating." What flavor is this? Java chip flavor cream. I don't even know what that means. Java chip. Is that like coffee chocolate chip flavor? I don't even know what that is. Java chip. Excuse me, I have an issue on my nose. And then what is this? Oreo flavored lip balm. People, I am not kidding you about this. There is Oreo flavored lip balm. I'm not getting that. What does that mean for it to be a perfectly good match? I can only kiss somebody who has milk flavored lip balm, so I could. I mean, this is just ridiculous. It's an Oreo. Leave it alone. There are only two perfect things in the universe: the sun and the Oreo. And the only thing I want to do with it is dunk it in milk. I don't want it holding my cheesecake or any other cake together. I don't want it as ice cream. I don't want it on top of a milkshake. I don't want it anywhere it should be. I don't want it Parmesan. I don't want to get it in any other flavor but the way it naturally is, because it's perfect the way it is. I've been a fan. I can eat not just the one sleeve you get in the single box. Oh no, I'll eat the 3 sleeves if I have my way. I've been very good about it though. Only over Christmas and New Year's I've had a few Oreos. Haven't really had them in 10 years. Sugar thing. But listen, give it a break. Give it a break. Hot sauce flavor, barbecue flavor. No, 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 no. Next, we'll be having Oreo Parmesan. No, no, no. We're not doing this. No, no, no. If I want 31 flavors of anything, I'll go to Baskin Robbins. I am not going to Oreos. So leave the Oreo alone. And Dionne Warwick, you have my full support. Oh man, Jade, are you finding any of this amusing at all? Do you have any thoughts on Oreos at all? Do you have a favorite cookie? You're going to tell us? Jade's being silent. I don't know why. She's embarrassed of her favorite cookie. I have a feeling she's eating the jalapeno flavored Oreos. I have a feeling she's doing this to me purposely. You don't look like a chocolate chip cookie kid. I have a feeling you're eating a strange shaped Oreo. So anyway, yes, it's been pretty bad lately. Wow, the hour's going by fast while I rant and rave about nonsense. Okay, here, by the way, speaking of which, in the New York area and also up through the Northeast, we're getting storms. We're getting snow, all this. We're getting the storms that are coming from the Midwest, across the country, up to the Midwest. Well, there was a storm in Texarkana, in eastern Texas, and it was raining fish. Fish was falling from the sky. I am not kidding you. I'm looking at a picture of this. It seems that there was a storm in Texarkana that when it went over the water, it swept up the fish, right? And at a certain spot, when momentum, I guess, got lighter, the fish fell to the ground. Yeah. So, and it looked like it was raining bait, fish about, a couple of inches long, a few inches long. So yes, little fish. It was raining, not cats and dogs. It was raining fish. You won't get to say that too often in your life. So if you want to see it happen again, vacation in Texarkana. Let's see. And my last real non-story is CNN has announced this list of certain phrases that should be banned. Personally, I like it. Let's see what's on this list. Starting with 10 phrases, starting with, wait, what? Wait, what? Comes as when you're surprised at something that someone has said. Instead of asking them to repeat it, you come up with, wait, what? I don't like it. No worries. No worries. You do something, someone thanks you for it, and instead of saying you're welcome, which is falling out of favor with almost everybody, you hear, no worries. I wasn't worried. Just said thank you. This is one I've been talking about for a while, even though it's been around since 1999. It sounds like a math equation. At the end of the day, I went home from here, I went home from there. And, at the end of the day, I still had to pick up my mail. And at the end of the day, I got home, my phone was ringing when I got to the door. And at the end of the day, it's all you hear people say is at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, I went to work. And at the end of the day, I still had to go to work and do business. And really, this sort of falls in with the phrases, the bottom line is, or at the end of the day, it's just, basically it's the bottom line. It's like a math equation. I did this and this and this and this. And at the end of the day, we have this. So there's a phrase I'd like to get rid of, and only because it keeps getting used way more, along with everybody who doesn't know what they're talking about, who doesn't know how to have a conversation, saying literally. I was literally confused. I was literally figuring it out. I was literally thirsty, so I literally had a glass of water. Literally. That has to go. Along with like. That's not even on the list. Like. I was like upset. I was like happy. I was like going to the store. So, were you going to the store, or is it like you were going to the store? So did you just picture yourself crossing the street and going to the store? I was like reading the statement, so yeah, well, we can get rid of that. That being said, it's another one. That being said, somebody has a point to make. You've made your point. We're having a conversation. Tomorrow we'll do this and we'll do that. And maybe we'll go here and there. Well, that being said, I think we should pick a time. Well, why do you have to say that being said? We already know it was said. We just said it. So yes, let's get rid of this. That's right. These filler expressions that make no difference. No difference. Sort of like saying, well, anyway, I have to go. Well, why don't you say, I have to go? Don't say anyway. Literally, don't say anyway at the end of the day. Asking for a friend became a social media thing. Somebody has a question that sounds so ridiculous, they don't want to take credit for themselves, so they give you the asking for a friend. Asking for a friend. I blew some bubble gum and it got into my beard and it's all over the place and I don't know how to get it all out. I'm just asking. And well, how do you get it out? Asking for a friend. So yeah, we can get rid of that one. It's okay by me. Circle back in conversation. Circle back. I guess when you want to go over something you said. Circle back. Deep dive. I like the way they put this one in the story. Diving is for bodies of water, not subjects of or materials. Another wonder, do we need deep? I mean, does anyone dive into the shallow end? No, they do not. If they do, they're going to get a concussion and crack their head open. So yes. The new normal. This is the COVID thing. The new normal. When I was growing up, the new normal is, something happened and, let's do something really extreme with this one. Somebody got sick. Their health isn't what it was, or they have an injury and they're physically not what they used to be. It may take them a little time to adjust, and their new normal is this is what it is. That's another expression. It is what it is. But this is the way you are now. This is your new normal. Now with COVID, every time we turn around, it's a new normal. Yeah. It was actually banished for different reasoning in 2012. I'm reading this as I'm talking to you. I think it's fun. But everything is the new normal. Every day on the news during COVID, I keep hearing them say, well, the new normal, the new normal. No, it's not the new normal. If you're doing it more than a week, you're pretty much doing it normally. If it's now a habit, you're doing it normally. So let's get rid of that one. What? You're on mute. What? You're on mute. I'm not really, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but I don't, no one's really used that one with me yet. Let's see, supply chain. That's getting really overused. Yes, it is. Every time something is in short supply, it's a supply chain problem. The way I learned it, the supply chain was in the military or an extreme, for big thing. It wasn't because cream cheese is in short supply, not the supply chain. That the country, it's just that, things are running short. That's what it is. But every time you turn around, somebody's having a supply chain problem. What else can we get rid of? Well, I want to get rid of my bad. That's a biggie. My bad. My bad is really just a way of saying, yeah, I know I made a mistake, but I don't want to hear that. My bad. All right. That one to me has to go. I got you. I got you. People telling you without really listening to what you're saying, they're going to do something for you. I got you. Sure enough, you're getting a mistake made. And I use my favorite example from a couple of years ago is I went to a delicatessen just to get a breakfast. I wanted a bacon, egg, simple thing on a roll. So I said first in this order, 3 eggs fried, bacon on a roll. Guy says, I got you. Cracks a couple of eggs onto the grill, walks away, comes back, he's flipping the eggs. I said, you're going to put the third one on? He goes, you said 3? Yeah. Well, you didn't hear me. You know why? Because you were busy. I got it. I got you. I got you. That's what happened. No one listens. And I see that in a lot of places. People aren't listening. They're saying, I got you. Just stand there and watch the mistake happen. Let's get rid of that expression, please. It's useless. It serves no purpose. And there's one person I want to get rid of. One person. It's a general person. We all know this person. Every person has this one in their life. The guy. Everyone knows the guy. Now, if you go onto the internet and put in theguy.com, it's a website about Jesus Christ. That's not the guy. The guy is, if you let someone down, it's not your fault. Like, listen, I was going to pay you back the money, but the guy didn't pay me back and I couldn't. I know I was supposed to be there to help you, give you a lift and help move something, but the guy didn't come and bring, loan me his truck, and the guy didn't come, and I wanted to do it, but the guy, and I couldn't get it done right away because the guy is coming. Everybody knows the guy. It's not the person who let you down. It's the person who let them down, so they had to let you down. The guy. I want to get rid of the guy. It's okay if you couldn't, if things fell through and you couldn't do it, don't tell me about the guy. And I'm sure I got a host of other expressions to get rid of, but some of them are really, one thing I don't see nearly as much of that I do like, and I remember watching George Carlin make fun of it, the late George Carlin, talking about people telling you about their phone calls. And they remember him saying, and you can't, don't you just hate these guys that can't help but tell you about a phone call without giving you this shit here. This shit here. So so I was talking to her and I hung up, and then they called back. So I said hello. Then I hung up. We all know how it works. We don't need this shit. So I'm glad that one is sort of fading a little bit. And now let's get rid of these hands-free sets for your phone and your little earbuds, which are now causing ear infections. And if you're holding a wire in one hand and the phone in the other hand, you are not using one hand, you are using two hands. And do yourself all a favor, other things, an action we can get rid of. When you're talking to people on your speakerphone, when you're walking in the street, you're really talking like this, and everyone can hear your business, and we can hear them. So maybe you want to put the phone to your ear, not this, the actual phone to your ear. And that is my advice of the week. Yes, we're a little bit goofy today. Maybe I was still drunk from New Year's. I don't know. But this is what's going on in my brain for the last couple of days. I'm glad you let me get it off my chest and tell you all about it. Don't forget, next week we will be starting to stream live on YouTube, youtube.com/Skies Crescent Radio. Please, everyone, give a subscribe. Give a like to the show that you like. We're not asking you to go to every last show and give it a like, but please subscribe. We can use all the subscribers we can get. And I promise you, I will never, like I said before, I will never save ass or kiss ass in conversation. And if you have anything you want to say to me there, you can leave a comment. We will address it. And upfrontfrank@gmail.com. We will address it there too. Anyway, that is the story. I will talk to everybody next week. I'm glad the holidays have gone. Looking forward to Valentine's Day. I guess my Frasier reruns won't be back until Valentine's passes. So I'm avoiding the Hallmark channel. And and I didn't bake any desserts with cream cheese for Christmas. I'm waiting for my check from Kraft. I think it's in the mail. And that is the story. All right, people, have a good night. Take it easy. Enjoy your evening. Have a good dinner. And I'll see you next week. Bye.